Every single day, I drop another story straight from the Golden Age. Those unforgettable moments that built an entire era of legends. If you love keeping these memories alive, hit that subscribe button. It's free, but it means the world. Thanks for rolling with me through these timeless tales. Now let's dive right in, because Ron Howard just opened up about his connection to Jim Nabors. And wow, this revelation has everyone talking louder than ever. Ronald William Howard, born March 1, 1954 in Duncan, Oklahoma, was practically raised under blinding studio lights. His parents, actor Rance Howard and actress Jean Spiegel Howard, weren't just in the industry, they breathed it. Growing up, Ron didn't just watch the magic happen, he soaked it all in like it was part of his DNA. From the very beginning, his path didn't feel random or lucky, it felt like destiny itself was calling his name. Ron's career launched when most kids were just learning how to ride a bike. He caught the nation's attention in record time, and people instantly saw he wasn't some ordinary child star. He had that rare kind of charm, real, warm, and effortless, the kind that made viewers stop everything just to watch him light up the screen. By the time he turned 6, Ron stepped into a role that would etch his name into Hollywood history forever. As Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show, Ron Howard became the heart of Mayberry. Playing the curious, wide-eyed son of the calm and wise Sheriff Taylor, he didn't just act, he captured hearts across America. His connection with Andy Griffith wasn't just something for the cameras, it turned into a deep mentorship that felt more like real family than co-stars. Their friendship remains one of the most genuine and unforgettable bonds ever seen on TV. When the show came to an end, Ron didn't vanish like so many young stars who burn bright and fade fast. Not a chance. He kept pushing forward, sharpening his talent year after year. And then came the role that sent him rocketing into another level of fame, Richie Cunningham on Happy Days. Richie was the perfect picture of that clean-cut, all-American kid from the 1950s, and Ron played him with such honest charm that he gave the whole show its soul. Even when the world went crazy for Fonzie's cool attitude, Ron kept Richie authentic and down-to-earth, giving fans a character they could really trust. Through all the flashing lights and fame, Ron never lost his center. He stayed humble, stayed sharp, and carried himself with that calm, quiet confidence that made people admire him not just as a star, but as a man who never forgot where he came from. But here's where Ron Howard completely flipped the game. He didn't just stick to acting like so many who grew up under studio lights. No, he reinvented himself in a way that left Hollywood stunned. While others struggled to find their next move, Ron stepped behind the camera and showed the world he wasn't just that familiar face from TV. He was a creative powerhouse with serious vision and drive. His directing journey started with the wild, low-budget comedy Grand Theft Auto in 1977, a project he co-wrote and poured his entire heart into. It wasn't some side hobby. This was Ron proving he had the talent to run the whole show. And from that moment on, his evolution as a filmmaker was unstoppable. He transformed from a former child actor into one of the most respected directors in Hollywood, and he did it the Ron Howard way. Quietly, steadily, and without ever losing his authenticity. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Ron delivered hit after hit, each one showing he could take on any genre thrown his way. His 1984 fantasy romance, Splash, starring Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah, became an unexpected box office sensation that had everyone talking. Then came Cocoon in 1985, Willow in 1988, and Parenthood in 1989. All wildly different stories, yet every single one proved Ron's magic behind the camera. From sci-fi to fantasy to heartfelt family drama, he made it look effortless, like he was born to do it. By the time the 1990s and 2000s came around, Ron wasn't just thriving, he was dominating Hollywood. He had climbed into a whole new league, crafting films that didn't just entertain, but defined eras. His 1995 masterpiece, Apollo 13, pulled audiences straight into NASA's heart-stopping near disaster, capturing every ounce of tension and courage. Then came A Beautiful Mind in 2001, the film that didn't just impress critics, it swept the Oscars, earning Ron both Best Director and Best Picture. These weren't just great movies, they were cultural moments.
Ron had become the kind of filmmaker who could make the world stop and watch. And then in 2006, he went for another bold move, directing The Da Vinci Code, based on Dan Brown's global phenomenon of a novel. It was daring, controversial, and exactly the kind of high-stakes project that showed Ron had no fear of walking straight into heated territory. The book had already turned the world upside down with its explosive take on religious secrets, hidden brotherhoods, and shocking interpretations of Christian history. So by the time news broke that Ron Howard would bring it to the big screen, the pressure was off the charts. Religious organizations, especially the Roman Catholic Church, weren't just displeased, they were furious, warning that the story could spark outrage. But Ron, calm and confident, pressed on anyway, ready to tell the story his way. Before The Da Vinci Code even hit theaters, the controversy was already on fire. Religious groups were gearing up for battle, ready to push back hard before a single ticket was sold. They claimed the film twisted faith-based history in ways that didn't sit right with them, and warned it could mislead audiences searching for truth. The backlash got intense. There were loud calls for boycotts and public outrage, but Ron didn't flinch for a second. He moved full speed ahead, shaping the movie into a tight, gripping, and high-stakes thriller, while still treating the sensitive subject matter with care. The fast pace, the cryptic symbols, and the power of Tom Hanks returning as Robert Langdon gave the film an energy that hooked audiences from the first scene. People around the globe couldn't resist the mystery. Theaters were packed as everyone tried to piece together the clues before the big reveal. By the end of its worldwide run, The Da Vinci Code pulled in over $750 million, a massive statement that Ron Howard knew exactly how to deliver a complex story with confidence, class, and pure cinematic style. And he didn't do it alone. Working alongside his longtime producing partner Brian Grazer, Ron co-founded Imagine Entertainment, a production powerhouse that's been shaping Hollywood since the late 1980s. Year after year, Imagine proved unstoppable, creating blockbuster hits, award-winning dramas, and unforgettable stories across every genre.
Together, Ron and Brian built more than a company. They built a legacy that still drives the industry today. Under the powerhouse leadership of Ron Howard and Brian Grazer, Imagine Entertainment became a creative empire. They dropped everything from heart-tugging dramas to razor-sharp comedies, gripping thrillers, and unforgettable biopics that made waves across Hollywood. Their lineup of hits included the Oscar-winning A Beautiful Mind and the groundbreaking TV gem Arrested Development, celebrated for its wild humor and offbeat brilliance. With Imagine, Ron wasn't just calling shots as a director. He was building stories from the ground up and giving a platform to fresh, creative voices ready to shake up the game. Then, in 2015, Ron stepped back behind the camera to take on something raw, massive, and emotionally charged, In the Heart of the Sea. This intense adventure drama was inspired by the real-life disaster that sparked Herman Melville's classic, Moby Dick. The story dove deep into the nightmare of 1820, when the whaling ship Essex was brutally attacked by a giant sperm whale, leaving its crew stranded and forced to face the full, merciless power of the ocean. The film hit hard, visually stunning, emotionally heavy, and soaked with raw humanity. Ron captured every ounce of fear, courage, and desperation as the sailors battled hunger, storms, and hopelessness just to stay alive. It wasn't just a movie, it was a chilling reminder of how small humans become when nature decides to strike back. Even though In the Heart of the Sea got mixed reviews, plenty of people gave Ron Howard his flowers for the way he captured both the endless power of the ocean and the raw fight for survival at the story's core. His direction made the struggle feel massive yet personal, a battle that was as much about the soul as it was about the sea. The film once again proved that Ron wasn't afraid to take risky stories or bring history to life with bold, cinematic energy that hit deep. That fearless blend of history and storytelling had already become his signature, and he wasn't slowing down.
Building off the buzz of the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, Ron came back in 2016 with Inferno, the explosive third chapter in the Robert Langdon saga based on Dan Brown's thrillers. This time, Langdon was pulled into a mystery tangled with Dante's Divine Comedy, sending him on a nerve-wracking race against time, packed with secret symbols, cryptic messages, and intense danger at every turn. Tom Hanks returned once again as Langdon, nailing that calm, razor-sharp vibe fans loved, while the film swept him across multiple countries in a wild global chase. From ancient landmarks to high-tech hideouts, the action never stopped. And even though Inferno didn't reach the same critical highs as its predecessors, fans still backed it for its electric energy, brain-twisting clues, and international thrill ride that kept hearts racing until the final reveal. Ron Howard's steady hand on the Robert Langdon series proved he wasn't just adapting books, he was translating complex ideas into stories audiences could feel. His dedication to detail and determination to keep that world alive showed everyone that Ron never shied away from pressure or massive expectations. He thrived on challenge. The bigger, the better. Then, in 2018, Ron switched lanes completely and jumped into one of the biggest universes in cinematic history, Star Wars. He took the director's chair for Solo, a Star Wars story, a high-stakes standalone film exploring the wild early life of Han Solo, one of pop culture's most legendary characters. Fans had strong opinions going in. After all, Han had always been tied to Harrison Ford's iconic swagger, so the pressure sitting on Ron's shoulders was intense. Alden Ehrenreich stepped up as the young Han, joined by Woody Harrelson and Emilia Clarke in powerhouse supporting roles. But the real chaos wasn't on screen, it was behind the scenes. Production had hit some serious turbulence, with original directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller exiting after creative clashes with Lucasfilm. That's when Ron was brought in to save the mission, and he did just that. He steadied the chaos, restructured the vision, and drove the film straight to completion with his signature calm and control. Solo pulled fans deep into Han's messy beginnings, the betrayals, the wild heists, and the moments that molded him into the smooth, fearless smuggler fans have worshipped for generations. While it didn't explode at the box office like other Star Wars hits, audiences still praised the film's sleek visuals, fast-paced action, and electric cast chemistry. Ron proved once again that when Hollywood throws him into a storm, he doesn't just survive, he delivers. Solo, a Star Wars story, didn't just add another blockbuster to Ron Howard's filmography. It locked in his reputation as a director who could command massive, effects-heavy franchises with total confidence. He made it look effortless, proving he could juggle huge productions, complex storytelling, and fan expectations without ever losing control. Then, in November 2017, Ron surprised everyone by announcing something totally unexpected. He'd be teaching his first ever directing class. This wasn't about fame or flexing credentials. It was Ron showing he was ready to pass down his decades of experience to the next wave of storytellers. He wasn't just shaping movies anymore. He was shaping the future of filmmaking. Fast forward to November 24, 2020, Ron dropped Hillbilly Elegy on Netflix, a gritty family drama adapted from J.D. Vance's memoir by screenwriter Vanessa Taylor. With acting legends Glenn Close and Amy Adams leading the cast, the film had powerhouse energy from the start. But even though the big names, critics weren't exactly kind. Reviews came in rough, and the reception was mixed at best. Still, true to form, Ron didn't stop for a second. In March 2021, he jumped straight into filming 13 Lives, a survival drama based on the real-life 2018 Tom Lung cave rescue that had the world holding its breath. The film hit select theaters on July 29, 2022, before streaming on Prime Video that August. Another reminder that Ron Howard never let setbacks slow him down. He just keeps creating, learning, and evolving. Unlike Hillbilly Elegy, Ron Howard's 2022 release 13 Lives hit hard with both critics and audiences. The film earned glowing praise for its gripping tension, emotional heart, and the respectful accuracy with which Ron told the real-life story of the Thai cave rescue. Reviewers called it one of his most powerful and grounded works, a reminder that when Ron dives into true stories, he brings out their full humanity and heroism every single time.
That same year, Ron made another major move that shocked fans. Netflix picked up The Shrinking of Treehorn from Paramount Pictures, marking the first ever animated film Ron would direct. It was a huge creative leap, showing once again that he never stops reinventing himself. And as if that wasn't enough, around the same time he also took on Eden, a high-stakes survival thriller starring Jude Law and Ana de Armas. Ron was clearly proving that no matter how long he's been in the game, he's still pushing boundaries, exploring fresh genres, and doing it all with the same fearless confidence that defined his early days. Away from the spotlight, Ron's personal life has stayed rock solid and grounded, a rare thing in Hollywood. He's been married to his lifelong love, Cheryl Alley, since June 7, 1975, and their bond has stood the test of time. Born December 23, 1953, Cheryl has been his anchor, a steady, supportive partner through every triumph and challenge. From their young beginnings to raising a family together, she's been by his side while Ron grew from a child star into one of the most respected directors of his generation. Cheryl Howard has always been the rock in Ron's world, the calm, steady force who kept him grounded while everything around them moved at lightning speed. In an industry full of fleeting romances and constant pressure, their marriage stands out as one of Hollywood's rare love stories that truly lasts. People often point to their bond as proof that real loyalty and long-term love can survive even under the brightest, hottest spotlight. Through all the public attention, non-stop work, and red carpets, Ron and Cheryl have stayed locked in, always having each other's backs no matter what. They built their life with quiet strength, keeping their family close and protected from the chaos of fame. Their home became a space filled with love, laughter, and endless creativity, a safe zone far from the Hollywood noise, where the focus has always been on what really matters. Together, they've raised 4 children who are the heart of their world, a source of joy that outshines any award or box office hit. Their kids, Bryce, Paige, Reed, and Jocelyn Howard, grew up surrounded by art, imagination, and strong values. And just like their dad, a couple of them found their own paths in entertainment. Bryce Dallas Howard, born in 1981, has carved out her own powerful legacy, becoming one of Hollywood's most respected names, not only for her acting, but also for stepping behind the camera to direct major films and TV projects that continue the family tradition of excellence. Bryce Dallas Howard's success didn't just happen by chance. It grew out of the creative, supportive environment Ron and Cheryl built from day one. That same inspiration runs through the entire Howard family. Paige Howard has also carved out her own spotlight, building a solid career in both film and television, proving that talent in this family runs deep. The Howards are known for being tight-knit, always cheering each other on, while giving their kids the space to grow, explore, and find their own artistic voice. Privacy has always been sacred for them. You won't see the Howards airing family business online or chasing attention. They keep their circle close, choosing to focus on love, loyalty, and the relationships that truly matter. For decades, that balance between fame and family has kept them grounded, even as Ron's career reached unbelievable heights. But not every chapter in Ron's story has stayed quiet. One of his long-standing connections, his relationship with actor and singer Jim Nabors, has been surrounded by whispers and speculation for years. The two first worked together on the legendary Andy Griffith Show, where Ron played young Opie Taylor and Nabors brought the lovable Gomer Pyle to life. On screen, they looked like pure friends, but behind the scenes, things were much more layered than fans ever realized. After years of silence, Ron finally opened up about his bond with Nabors, revealing details about their working relationship that had never been shared publicly before. And what he said left fans stunned.
Ron Howard, known for being open yet respectful when reflecting on his past, had long avoided speaking in detail about his former co-star Jim Nabors. But when he finally decided to share his side, what he revealed was far more complicated than anyone expected. His words painted a picture that mixed deep admiration for Nabors' undeniable talent with honest frustration over how difficult things sometimes got behind the scenes. Ron explained that while Nabors had an on-screen charm that fans absolutely adored, off-camera things weren't always so easy. Behind the smiles and laughs, Nabors could sometimes be manipulative and unkind, behaviors that created serious tension among the cast and crew. Ron recalled that the atmosphere could feel uncomfortable and confusing, especially for him as a young actor trying to make sense of the grown-up world around him. While Gomer was beloved for being sweet and goofy, people close to production saw flashes of another side, one that didn't match the happy, wholesome image audiences loved. According to Ron, Nabors could be mean-spirited at times, divisive even, stirring up conflicts that left the young actor feeling uneasy and unsure who to trust. The difference between the public persona and the private behavior was so stark it left a lasting impact on Ron, who found it heartbreaking to see someone adored by millions act so differently when the camera stopped rolling. By finally breaking his silence, Ron gave fans a rare glimpse into the hidden tensions that shaped his early years in Hollywood. He made it clear the issues went far deeper than simple personality clashes. The set often carried a heavy, uneasy energy that even adults struggled with, let alone a child star trying to find his footing. Ron's honesty didn't come from bitterness, but from a need to tell the truth, to show how fame, charm, and pressure can sometimes hide darker realities behind the spotlight. Ron Howard revealed that the negativity he faced on set didn't just affect the atmosphere, it left a deep mark on him personally and professionally. Those early years in Hollywood, which should have been full of encouragement and mentorship, often felt lonely instead. Ron described feeling isolated and unsure, caught in a quiet conflict with Jim Nabors, who held major influence thanks to his seniority and massive popularity. For a young actor trying to learn the ropes, that kind of tension was tough to handle and tougher to talk about. Speaking out wasn't an easy choice for Ron, not back then and not now. He carried the weight of knowing that being honest about a beloved public figure could spark backlash or criticism, especially since Nabors had passed away not long before Ron opened up. But he finally reached a point where staying silent felt heavier than telling the truth.
He admitted it took decades to process what happened and to realize that speaking out isn't about tearing someone down. It's about finally acknowledging what shaped him and what really went on behind the curtain. By sharing his story, Ron didn't aim to erase Jim Nabors' legacy. He wanted to show the full picture, the immense talent and the difficult behavior that coexisted behind the cameras. His honesty has reignited debate among fans of The Andy Griffith Show and TV historians alike, sparking deep conversations about how complicated people, even the most admired ones, can truly be. This revelation completely challenges the nostalgic idea that The Andy Griffith Show had a perfectly harmonious cast. It reminds us that even the most cherished productions can hide layers of tension, ego, and pain behind the camera. Ron Howard's courage in finally speaking out doesn't just set the record straight, it inspires others in the industry to share their own truths, creating a new culture of honesty, reflection, and accountability in Hollywood. By breaking his silence, Ron has given fans and historians an unforgettable peek behind the glossy curtain of television history. He's revealed the striking difference between Jim Nabors' charming public persona and the more complicated behavior that took place off-screen, showing just how deeply those actions affected the people working alongside him. Through his honesty, Ron not only honors what he went through as a young actor, but he also shines a light on the real struggles hidden within the entertainment world, the pressure, the politics, and the personal toll of life under constant public scrutiny. Here on Velvet Screen Secrets, we dig deep into the stories Hollywood doesn't want you to forget, the ones that pull back the curtain and reveal what really went down.
Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Ron did the right thing by speaking up? Smash that like button if you felt something real, and don't forget to subscribe and share for more shocking, untold stories straight from behind the velvet screen.